By the time Yariya released, my first film was a success and I had already signed 3-4 films and I didn't know, I came from completely outside environment and I was always of the belief कि जहाँ पे काम मिल रहा है just respect the work and I thought कि जब कुछ आएगा I'm in Hyderabad wherever I'm shooting I'll get a call.
दर्शकों, आज हमारे साथ एक ऐसी डॉक्टर है जिनकी सिर्फ एक मुस्कान से आपको दुआ और दवा दोनों मिल सकती है. Welcome Rakul to our channel India Forums.
Thank you so much.
So how was it being Fatima? What was your overall experience and how was it being a gynecologist in the film?
So Dr. Fatima's character is actually very, very special to me. In fact, Dr. G as a film is one of my very special films because I feel that the conversation that we have in the film, the kind of subject that the film touches upon is very new. The treatment is very new. It's still fun. A lot of people will relate to it. We've been getting a lot of messages कि लोगों को बहुत funny लगी या बहुत relate किया उन्होंने, emotionally भी relate किया. So that's very special, and of course Dr. Fatima I think is special because she's a woman of today. She is from a small town, a doctor from small town, but very progressive, very strong, opinionated, and follows her mind and heart at the same time. And she's actually a woman of today, to put it in the best way possible. Yeah.
So when we see your career, Rakul, you started in 2014 with Yariya as your first Hindi film, and then आपने 2018 में you did Ayari. So there was kind of a 4-year gap जहाँ पे they were not, like you didn't do any Hindi films in particular, and then आपकी films आई, and when we see this year it has been your busiest year, like with 5 releases and everything. So what was it which you felt that उस time पर आपको शायद नहीं मिल रहा था, या is the content right now?
No, there was nothing like that. I just didn't know any better, and I had debuted in Telugu in 2013 November. And post that is when Yariya released after 2-3 months. But by the time Yariya released, my first film was a success and I had already signed 3-4 films. And I didn't know, I came from completely outside environment and I was always of the belief कि जहाँ पे काम मिल रहा है just respect the work, and I thought कि जब कुछ आएगा I'm in Hyderabad wherever I'm shooting I'll get a call. But I didn't know that it doesn't work like that. You have to be in Bombay to get more work in Bombay. And a lot of things, because I was really young at the time of Yariya and there was no guidance. So that's it. But in that 4 years, you might seem like a gap here, but I did possibly 20 films there in Telugu and Tamil. So it was never a gap for me. I think I had 4 to 5 releases every year in those 4 years, and got an opportunity to work with some of the best directors, whether it's Sukumar sir, Surinder Reddy. Today people know them, but I worked with them then, and Junior NTR, Ram Charan, Mahesh Babu, Allu Arjun, worked with everybody. So I just feel that it was possibly destined to be like that, and I love it that it was like that. I owe my building of who I am today to the Telugu cinema because I started my journey there. And then when I knew that I was, then I started, after my films, the bigger films there, I started getting a lot of offers from Hindi. And then I thought, okay, now I've been here for a while and let me explore this new territory. And it's post De De Pyar De actually that I sort of shifted back to Bombay because I was living in Hyderabad at that point. And that's it. So then I'm enjoying a new territory.
Also, when we look at like the actors, usually there are 2 types of them. So one of them, one side in particular, they usually go for 1 or 2 films in a year, which is like a blockbuster one, and they are like satisfied with it. And then there is another side who does 3 to 4 films in a year, and then they find it like now that is what satisfies them. So which phase do you like the most?
I just want the film to work, whether it's 2 films a year or it's 4 films a year, because honestly, we didn't plan it like that, like this. It is because of the pandemic that the film shoots could not finish and the films got delayed. Otherwise, I think Dr. G and Thank God were signed pre-pandemic, and so was Attack. So these films would have come before or like last year. So the last 2-3 years have been so unplanned for everyone, and none of us could foresee that everything will come together. But nevertheless, for me, what matters the most is that people should give me love in every film, whether it's 2 films, 3 films or 4 films, that doesn't matter.
So yeah, when we see the roles, it usually comes in that way. But when we see your recent films like Runway 34 and now Dr. G, your character has been given a very layered role, and like there has been a character arc given to it. So how do you feel with that? And would you like to do more?
So you mean to say not supporting roles, but you feel the
Character
characters
arc.
written for women? Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, which film was a supporting role? I think that's generally how the society is evolving also, as the kind of writing is evolving. You know, even if you look at De De Pyar De, it was a very, very good role, or Runway, or Dr. Fatima of Dr. G, and even like Chhatri Wali that I'm doing, or even a rom-com that I'm shooting. They're very substantial roles, and I think there's always a little bit of both. You try and manage, because, you know, sometimes I might want to do an entertaining masala film. It might not be about me. I might want to work with a certain director or an actor. So it's always a little bit of both, but I think it's a great time for any actor today because of the kind of scripts that are being experimented and the kind of writing that is happening. And even in my films in the South, there are a lot of films where I had substantial roles, and some films where, you know, you are the commercial, the quintessential heroine roles. So yeah, I think it's always a balance.
So as we know, Dr. Fatima's role and like the character was very righteous person. She was very like with her values and morals, everything. So what is it about her which you can resonate in your personal life? That one thing.
I think I would like to believe that most of it, because I'm a Fauji's daughter and I scream of being righteous. Sometimes it can be irritating to some people how righteous I can be. You know, to an extent that I can tell my own friends that you were wrong and that person was right. But I think that's how I'm just made. And I think that's the way to be. And what I love about Dr. Fatima is that, you know, she corrects Ayushman whenever he's saying something which is conditioning of the society. It's not that his character is wrong or Dr. Uday is wrong. It's just that the way the patriarchal society is, they have certain beliefs that they are unaware of. And Dr. Fatima always corrects it, you know, and so does Shifali Shah's character. So I love how the women characters, actually all the three characters in the film are very strong.
So be it entertainment industry or any, there is always a cutthroat competition, and now in the current times when we're seeing how the situation is, like back-to-back films are coming and everything, who do you feel are your contemporaries and like you would like to have a very healthy and matured kind of competition with them?
I think I would like to have a healthy competition with everyone, because there's no, I don't believe that you want to lead a race with no contenders in a race. You know, it's always fun when there are people who are doing equally good work and excelling at it, and that's what gives you, or gives me rather, the drive to do better. So when my peers do good films, I get inspired and I feel, okay, if they can, I should too. And I actually make the effort and message people. Like when I see good trailers, like I just saw Milli's trailer and I messaged Janvi. You know, I always take that initiative, and I feel we are one industry and there needs to be a very healthy work relationship, because everyone can flourish.
What is that one male-oriented job or profession you think which is connected with some taboo and more females should do it? Like exactly opposite of how Dr. G is doing, something opposite.
I think it is a male-dominated world. We all live in a male-dominated world, and the good part is that there is a conversation that has begun to sort of equalize things. And I feel they should be equalized on basis of credibility and not on basis of gender, whether it is whatever profession. So whether it is you're in medical or politics or whatever profession, or actors, I think you should get your due on your credibility and not the gender that you are. And that is actually the real meaning of feminism, you know, even this whole conversation about feminism. So that's the meaning, like equal opportunity, not about the men being lesser and the women taking over. That's not what it is. I think everyone should get their due as per their potential.